Coming up next on America's Horse, it's the Kentucky Horse Park and the United States Equestrian Federation Open Reining Championship. Some of the best riders and some legendary horses are reunited for one emotional evening. Hunter jumpers go Western. 4 well-known English riders hop on American quarter horses in the reining arena for the first time. The crowd loves it, and so do they. Then it's the conclusion of the USEF Open Reining Championship. Only 2 of these riders will earn the right to represent the United States at the 2005 FEI World Reining Masters Finals in Italy. We'll find out who right here on America's Horse.
America's Horse, the international report on the world's most versatile equine breed, the American Quarter Horse.
Hi and welcome to America's Horse. I'm Jennifer Reynolds, coming to you this week from the Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington. We have some of the best riders in the sport of reining and some of the most beloved horses competing here for the chance in just a few weeks to represent the United States at an international competition in Italy.
As the sport of reining's popularity continues to rise, what better place to hold a championship of this caliber than the Kentucky Horse Park? The USEF Open Reining Championship is the final international reining event of the season, with the top 2 riders earning a trip to Italy to represent the United States in the FEI World Reining Masters Finals.
The closer we came to this and the closer the Italy idea came, and riding for the U.S. over in Europe became very important to me, so I think that means a lot to us. We want to wave the flag and we want to win over there in Europe.
The opportunity to represent their country has attracted some of the most accomplished reiners in the industry here this weekend, but there's something else special about this competition, and that's the horses. Several of the riders this weekend are being reunited with legendary mounts. Del Hendricks is back aboard Hollywood Vintage. This pair won the prestigious 1999 NRHA Futurity, but it's been 5 years since they've shown together. And back in 1995, Del won the AQHA World Junior Reining on Hollywood Vintage's Dam, Tari's little vintage.
I mean, Hollywood Vintage is a really long story with me. I rode his mother. I was there when he was born. He was born at noon, screwed up my lunch that day. And
one of the beneficial aspects of these international reining events is they're open to horses 6 years old or older, which allows professionals like Del Hendricks the chance to reunite with some of their favorites.
Is it a special thing for you to be here on him tonight?
It's the most special thing I've ever done in the horse business, to be back on this horse. I mean, he's very, very special to me. When we won the Futurity, you know, it was supposed to be a long career and that got cut short, that, you know, I'd always wanted to get back on him again. And to be here and riding at this level, I hope we can go on and do some other things. I'd love to go to Italy with him. I hope I can have the opportunity to ride him for the U.S. at the CRIO that's going to be at the Futurity this year. I mean, he's a very special horse. His mother put me in this business.
Scott McCutcheon is riding 2 horses in the USEF Reining Championship, and they're related. He's on 7-year-old Me Mega and also her father, a legend, 14-year-old Martha's Mega Jack, who's the oldest horse here.
Emotionally, there's got to be a really amazing feeling that goes with getting back on this horse that's been so huge in your life and being back in this arena for this event.
Oh, you know, I'd have to say I'm probably more nervous than I've ever been, because he's already done all that he has to do to be a sire. And he's also the sire of the NRHA all-time leading non-pro horse. So he's done, I don't need to do this. I'm doing this more for me because it's fun. I'm gonna let him do what he wants to do tonight.
Like Scott McCutcheon, Craig Smersall was a member of the gold medal-winning U.S. team at the 2002 World Equestrian Games in Spain. Now he's trying to make it back to Europe with the same horse, 9-year-old Tidal Wave Jack.
It brings back a lot of memories, and with a horse like him who's been such a favorite for us. I mean, he's like our family pet. We trust our kids with him. I mean, he's got a brain that's second to none. I can't wait, you know, I'm really looking forward to it, and, you know, if he shows good or bad, I really don't care, because I know it'll still be fun, and that's the good thing about this horse. It's always a trip.
But the fact such great horses and riders have converged on the Kentucky Horse Park this weekend shows the future of the sport of reining and its Olympic aspirations are looking good.
What are you working on now to try to make that Olympic deal happen?
Well, the big thing we want to do is we want to have more of these FEI reinings throughout the world. And we have countries all over having them. I mean, in Israel and England. I mean, everywhere in the world they're having these FEI reinings. Here in the U.S., we're hoping that we can get up to, 25 to 50 FEI reinings a year and just show the officials at FEI and the Olympic Committee that we're a true sport and we want to be in the Olympics.
In all the reining events that I've covered, I have never heard the riders talk in these kinds of terms about an event. I think it's going to be a really special night.
Up next, some of the best hunter jumpers in the business go Western and ride reiners for the first time. And then the best riders and horses in the world go head-to-head in the USEF Open Reining Championship right here on America's Horse.
America's Horse is brought to you by FedEx. You can always rely on the ultimate in reliable shipping. Relax, it's FedEx. Bear Corporation, makers of quality animal health products. MBNA America, the official credit card of AQHA. And by Fort Dodge, makers of the official vaccines of AQHA.
Welcome back to the Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington, home of the United States Equestrian Federation. The USEF Open Reining Championship is just one part of a larger event that's brought in horses and riders from all different disciplines. In one case, it gave some world-class hunter jumpers the chance to trade in their velvet helmets and jodhpurs for cowboy hats and chaps.
Cigar and John Henry. The Kentucky Horse Park is home to some of the most famous thoroughbreds in the world. It's also the site of many world-class English discipline horse shows. So when 4 of the nation's best hunter jumpers were invited to come try their hands at reining on American quarter horses, they jumped at the opportunity.
Now, are you normally in chaps and a cowboy hat? This wouldn't be your... Did you borrow them?
I borrowed the chaps and the cowboy hat, but I bought some nice Justin boots and this nice shirt as well.
And did you practice for this?
I practiced last night on a different horse, and then I practiced about 20 minutes earlier on this one. So I'm hoping he knows pattern 5 because I'm not real familiar with it.
In 2003, Aaron Vail won 18 Grand Prix. Then in 2004, he was the top U.S. rider in Money One. So nobody doubts he knows how to ride a horse. That's why such a crowd gathered to watch a show jumper like Aaron try the precise spins and sliding stops involved in reining. He might have lost his cowboy hat, but he didn't disappoint, scoring a 2:13.5.
What do you think about reining in the midst of all these English disciplines?
I think they're loving it. I think the stands are full of hunter and jumper people, and I think that we miss mixing our disciplines up because we learn from them and they learn from us and we try all different things. So I think there's tons of people here to watch it tonight.
Louise Serio is an accomplished hunter jumper, but this isn't the first time she's ridden a reiner. A year ago, she bought a son of Hollywood Dunnett. When it comes time to enter the reining arena, that experience helps. She also scores a 2:13.5 and ties Aaron Vail for the top score.
That was so much fun. It's such a rush, I have to tell you. It is such a rush to do it. The stopping is like the coolest thing ever. I'm such a good girl.
Jeff Teal rides hunters and is also a well-known show judge. He loved both the speed and atmosphere of a reining event.
It's just fun. And people screaming and hollering while you're doing it, that's great. We're not allowed to talk.
Now, do you think you could get hooked on this?
Yeah, it was fun. I called Louise last night. I had so much fun practicing. I called her last night and asked how much my horse was and how much the board was and when could I start.
Respected hunter trainer Tommy Serio also gave his best, but it was Louise and Aaron who ended up with the top score, and Aaron who won the coin toss, grabbing the win. He netted some nice prizes for the owners of Dr. Terrific, the American quarter horse he was riding, Becky Jordan and her daughter Lindsay, who are perfect examples of the mutual respect being created between these two equestrian disciplines.
Well, my daughter's a cowgirl. My husband's a thoroughbred trainer, and she wanted to be a cowgirl. So we have reiners, and right in the midst of English country. But she's a 2-time world champion, so that doesn't mean you have to be from Texas to be a good reiner.
Was this one of the horses you've competed on?
Yes, I have. I was 4th in the world on him a few years ago in the youth 14 to 18. So I've shown him quite a bit, and then she started showing him this year.
I'm in the rookie class on him. the rookie. So that's Mom's rookie horse, and this is my coach.
So she got you into it.
She got me into it. I figured we were traveling, we might as well go to the horse show, and it's been a great family adventure, and we have made tons of friends, and so it's a family sport. And this is my coach, and she's absolutely a wonderful coach. It's a role reversal to have your daughter say, "Mom, trust the horse," you know. Oh, I can't tell you how many times I've gone off pattern. She goes, "You went to college and we can't count to 4? What school did you go to?"
For me, you just really have to respect the horse because it does everything from the lowest level of riding to the highest level of riding. Their dispositions and attitudes are just beyond any other breed that I know. They're just wonderful animals. They're just wonderful, wonderful animals.
So when you go to just ride a horse for fun, do you get on your American Quarter horse?
Yes, I absolutely get on my American Quarter horse for fun every time.
These hunter jumpers certainly showed their horsemanship this evening, but before they could go, everybody was treated to another display of skillful riding. Sally Broughton entertained the large crowd aboard her horse, My Mega Ditto, the highest earning non-pro reining horse in the world. And she did it without a bridle.
So you hadn't done this before a crowd before?
I've not done it ever before. I thought people were just plain crazy who tried to do it. And
did you practice?
Thrilled. No, I didn't dare practice. If it didn't work in the practice pen, I wouldn't have had very much nerve going in. So I trotted a couple circles out here without a bridle on, and
you did okay?
He guided, and I went, okay, let's go.
It's just special to see those hunter jumper riders get on a reiner and go around. It's really cool. I mean, I'd like to give it a try on the other disciplines too. So.
Now, you're saying you'll go ride a hunter jumper?
I'll get on a hunter jumper, I'll get on a dressage horse, I'll get on anything they want me to get on because I think I can do it as good as they can.
Will you wear those little tight pants?
Well, now we've been in discussion about that. I want to do it in my jeans because I just don't think they make pants big enough for me.
Only time will tell whether any of the other hunter jumpers get the reining bug or whether any of the reiners will end up riding hunter jumpers. But if they do, one thing's for certain, America's Horse will be there to bring it to you.
So who's going to Italy? We'll find out. The United States Equestrian Federation Open Reining Championship is up next on America's Horse.
Welcome back to Lexington and the United States Equestrian Federation Open Reining Championship. We've already met some of the horses and riders, so let's get right to the action.
Some of the top riders in the nation are tacking up 23 of the best reining horses for the USEF Open Reining Championship.
You know, the top of our field as far as riders, and then there's some return horses that's had some special careers that are back. And so it's really a unique situation where you've had horses that showed at USEF several years back. They took a couple years off and now they come back again. So it's just hard to find horses that fit this caliber of quality plus age plus sound plus good quality, showing wise. It's a unique set of horses.
Casey Hinton is riding 2 horses this evening, and he sets the bar high early by scoring a 222 on his first horse, Chex and Sugar. Chex and Sugar is a 10-year-old gelding owned by Timothy and Joe Deck of Kennett, Missouri. Their son Hampton placed first on this horse in the NRHA Youth 13 and Under division in 2004.
It seemed like everything really came together.
It did. I tell you what, I was having fun. I mean, it's so fun with all the hard work actually works, and everything, doesn't bite you in the butt if something goes wrong. Everything works. That's such a wonderful horse. I mean, it's just happy when it comes together.
But unfortunately, sometimes things don't come together. Despite past success, Del Hendricks and Hollywood Vintage have a disappointing run.
He just kind of had an off day.
I know they said you felt like he was just felt a little tired.
Yeah, he's kind of a funny horse. He's felt like that before when I've shown him, and you just can't do anything. And I don't know why. I've been very careful the last 2 days not to ride him very hard. And when I loped off, there just wasn't anything underneath me. I mean, he tried, but he just didn't physically have the energy to go. It's just like a slow car. I mean, you can push on the gas pedal as hard as you want, but it's only going to go as fast as it can go.
Well, but we'll see. Hopefully, you think we'll see you guys in the show pen again?
I hope so. I really do.
Craig Smersall and Tidal Wave Jack are the only horse and rider duo reunited from the U.S. team at the 2002 World Equestrian Games. Craig's high hopes for his stallion come to fruition as they ride almost to perfection and an outstanding score of 226. Emotions run high for Craig in this international competition as he is greeted by his wife Ginger and their 2 boys, Nick and Chris.
So fun to show an old horse like that when it works. He took care of me.
It just all came together again, like you've been doing it forever.
He gives it his all every time. So it was fun. My buddy Mike McIntyre, he did a really good job getting him ready, and I thank him for that because I've only rode him for 5 days now since I've been here, so he's great.
Well, no matter how this all goes, and we've got a long way till it's over, but I know you felt good.
No, I don't care. If I mark at 26 and get beat, I'm still happy. You know, I'm happy for my horse because he deserves it.
So Craig Smersall gets the ride he'd hoped for with his old friend Tidal Wave Jack. That 226 looks good, but there are a lot of great horses and riders to come, so they just have to watch and wait. Up next, 2 riders can advance to represent the U.S. in Italy. It's the exciting conclusion to the USEF Open Reining Championship on America's Horse.
America's Horse has been brought to you by MB&A America, the official credit card of AQHA. Ford, the best-selling trucks are built Ford Tough. Bear Corporation, makers of quality animal health products. And by American Quarter Horse Journal, the official publication of the American Quarter Horse Association.
Welcome back. There's a lot at stake here tonight, and it's not just the thousands of dollars in prize money, but also those 2 coveted spots representing the United States at a major reining competition coming up in just a few weeks in Italy.
Sean Flarida won 2 gold medals for the U.S. at the 2002 World Equestrian Games, so he knows what's at stake.
It gives you a great feeling. I mean, you know, there's nothing better than hearing that song played. You know, you try not to think of that too much while you're riding because you don't really want anything, you don't want to be thinking about anything with that horse. But, what an honor. And it's fun. I mean, you know, anytime you can represent your country and they say you're the best, the ultimate.
Only 2 of these riders tonight will advance to the 2005 FEI World Reining Masters Finals in Minervio, Italy. So far, Craig Smersall's 226 aboard Tidal Wave Jack is the score to beat. Casey Hinton, riding his 2nd horse of the night, Bueno Starlight, has another strong run and notches a 218.5.
You gotta feel pretty good about it.
That's the big challenge. You know, it's like a chess game. Choosing, you know, how you prepare, how you show, and each horse is different, each day is different. It's a chess game. That's the fun part of it all.
Scott McCutcheon and 14-year-old Martha's Mega Jack also have a nice run and mark a 222. And then 2 horses later, Scott's brother Tom McCutcheon scores a 222.5 aboard Rough Hearted Jack. NRHA $1 Million Man Tim McQuay is riding 2 horses here. After a disappointing no score on his first horse, Done Got a Gun, he and Custom Red Berry come out and have a great ride. They mark a 223 to move into 2nd.
She's just a great mare. I mean, it wasn't until it was time to enter and I said, you know, I think I should take her back. And I called the owner, or the manager of Stone Canyon. She said, well, if you think she can go, you go ahead. And I knew she'd go, but I learned a lot about her from being around her, that when you get in there, she says, this is my home, this is where I can play. I know it's safe.
Tell me about your run a little bit. How'd it go out there?
She always just wants to circle. I mean, she just gets in the bridle and goes between the reins. When you ask her to slow down, she says, okay, I like to go slow. She just got a lot of heart. She's just fun. And then I missed the first stop just a little, but the second 2, she found them and said, okay, we're in the groove.
But with these horses and riders, no lead is safe, especially with Sean Flarida looming near the bottom of the draw sheet. And sure enough, Sean and Tinsel Nick mark a 224.
You got to feel good about how that run went.
Yeah, he was good tonight. I mean, that little horse, he's such a good stopper. I mean, you just stay out of his road and he does his work. And that's.
What were you thinking out there? Did you feel like it was working pretty well?
I thought he was going good. I mean, you know, the turnaround to the right maybe could have been a little bit more crisp, but I mean, he's so pretty and he stops so hard. He covers up so much.
The draw tends to always you're the best drawer I've ever seen. You're always toward the end. You came in right after the drag, so the dirt was fresh.
Yeah, and you know that dirt being fresh makes a difference. I mean, it really does. And I don't do any of the drawing. I let my father, my wife, my kids, everybody else does it but I. But thanks for the compliment.
Todd Crawford flew in earlier in the day to be able to ride here this evening. He's also competing at another event in Waco, Texas, and he's going to be riding there again tomorrow.
Yeah, it was fun. He's usually a real fun horse to show, and so yeah, and he came through again. He's done it a lot of times, and he did it again.
Todd and Commandolina have a great run and score a 2:25, making his trip here well worth it.
Having two events going on at the same time, how are you still on your feet?
Well, I guess I can sleep Monday. See, I showed 8 horses on Friday, and I was in the groove and showing. You know, I mean, it wasn't here, but it was someplace else, and you know, it's important to get in that show pen a lot. You know, and so, like I say, I was in the groove before I came.
Sean Flaherty came in third this evening at the USEF Open Championship with a score of 224. But the final year-end standings look like this, with Craig Smersall and Tidal Wave Jack taking first, Todd Crawford notching reserve aboard Commandolina, and Tim McQuay finishing third. Because Todd Crawford has a scheduling conflict, the 2 riders representing the U.S. in Minervio, Italy on September 24th will be Craig Smersall and Tim McQuay, a formidable team for the U.S. Craig was a member of the gold medal U.S. team at the 2002 FEI World Equestrian Games in Spain, and Tim McQuay, well, he's just the National Reining Horse Association's all-time leading money earner.
Well, it looks like you're going to Italy.
I can't wait. You know, you hope to. That's why you come here, and you know, when it actually happens, it's pretty fun.
And on a horse as special as this one?
Yeah, he's been a great show horse for me, and he deserves it. Like I told you earlier, I mean, he is the best-minded, the funnest horse to be around. That, you know, he's just great. He keeps coming back time after time. You know, and he shows up when it counts, like tonight.
You've had some good moments in the spotlight. This has got to be one of them. I mean, this has got to be a good one for you.
Come back here, and you know, to get to go to that competition overseas twice in a row now, and I mean, it's a big highlight for me. I'm pretty emotional about it and pretty excited, and you know, I'm happy for everybody and all my staff and Mike and Natalie for keeping the horse in such good shape, and you know, I'm excited.
Have you learned how to say ciao, baby?
No, but I'll work on it on the way home tonight.
So the next stop is Minervio, Italy for the FEI Reining Masters Finals, and of course America's Horse will be there to bring you that international competition. Thanks for joining us this week. We'll see you next time on America's Horse.
1, 2, don't. You have your eyes squinted. Don't